What types of cruel injustice makes people never trust authority again? My ex-wife and I were in the middle of a very amicable divorce until out of nowhere she suddenly claimed she wanted custody of Rachel. This made no sense. Our daughter Rachel was chronically ill. I had been her primary caregiver since she was 3, and my wife had told me many times that Rachel was the real reason she's leaving me. But despite all of that, she insisted, and so the court appointed us with Dr. Hartley, a custody evaluator. And the moment I saw her, I recognized her type. She was the type to say, kill all men. The type to advise her friend to falsely accuse a D1 athlete for a check. During our first meeting, she barely looked at me while telling me that children need maternal stability and fathers should focus on providing financial support. I tried showing her 3 years of documentation, proving I was Rachel's primary caregiver. I had work from home schedules showing I arranged everything around Rachel's medical appointments. I had logs of every school pickup and parent-teacher conference. I even brought Rachel's drawings of our daily routines and the medication charts I'd created. But Dr. Hartley glanced at my binders for maybe 30 seconds before pushing them aside. She said my excessive documentation showed I was overcompensating for guilt about my majority role in the divorce. Then she scheduled 3 hours with my ex-wife, but told me 45 minutes would be sufficient for my interview. I knew something was seriously wrong when Rachel's teacher called me confused. She'd given Dr. Hartley a statement about how I handled all school communication and how my ex had screamed at the last parent conference. But Dr. Hartley kept asking the teacher if she'd noticed any controlling behavior from me instead. When I confronted Dr. Hartley about ignoring the teacher's testimony, she accused me of coaching professionals. I showed her notes from Rachel's therapist, stating that Rachel had anxiety attacks after visits with her mom due to the emotional outbursts. Dr. Hartley said I was trying to play mother, and that me challenging her showed an inability to respect female authority. Then she brought up my deceased mother and suggested her death created my need to control women. My ex texted me that night gloating that the evaluator saw through my act. I felt my stomach drop because I knew what was coming. The report was worse than I imagined. Dr. Hartley wrote that my excessive documentation indicated a pathological need for control. She recommended supervised visitation only and claimed my resistance to her professional guidance proved I was unstable. She completely ignored the 3 documented anxiety attacks my ex had during Rachel's school events. Instead, she wrote that my ex's emotional volatility was just temporary divorce stress, while my grief over my mother's death was unresolved trauma affecting my parenting. She actually suggested I needed therapy for gender role confusion before I could have unsupervised custody. My ex immediately filed for emergency full custody based on the report. I was looking at losing my daughter. That's when I found the online support group. And by talking with them, I found out that a few other fathers had identical experiences with Dr. Hartley. She'd written the same things about maternal bonds in every report. Teachers, doctors, and stay-at-home dads were all labeled controlling. One man lost custody, even though the mother had multiple restraining orders against her. Several fathers in the group had attempted suicide after losing their children based on her recommendations. I guess me joining was the straw that broke the camel's back. We collected our evidence and filed a complaint with the Judicial Committee. They promised to look into it, and what they found was shocking. It took 2 months of investigating, but it turned out that Dr. Hartley had ignored evidence of maternal mental health issues in 76% of cases over 10 years. She'd recommended against fathers, even when mothers had documented neglect. The investigation also revealed that Dr. Hartley had lost custody of her own children to their father decades ago. During the hearing, Dr. Hartley doubled down. She testified that she was protecting children from an epidemic of fathers seeking custody for control. She cited studies from the 1950s about maternal bonding. She claimed fathers who pursued custody were more likely to be abusers gaming the system, and said my documentation proved I was manufacturing evidence. She insisted my ex's emotional issues were normal female expressions, and admitted she believed biological reality made mothers superior parents. The worst part was when she revealed she'd been training other evaluators for years. The judge finally threw out her recommendation and ordered a new evaluation. Dr. Hartley was removed from the approved evaluator list, and hundreds of cases were under review. I eventually got primary custody, but Rachel still struggles with anxiety from the prolonged battle.